Hey guys, welcome to a slightly delayed weekly roundup. Got a little slowed down by the fact that my work schedule changed, but it's actually been a fairly exciting week this week. Got quite a few bits and pieces come out from the Las Vegas Open. I of most interest to myself and fellow 40k players is the Shadow Spear thing. Actually, that's not true. There's one thing that's totally more interesting, but I'll get to that in a minute. But with the Shadow Spear, we've got quite a few bits and pieces. The introduction of the new famously dabbing Psyker. He's in Reaver armor, which is really cool. Some sort of advanced Psyker. That's going to totally be added. We've got, where are we? We've got the introduction of a new unit for Primaris, something that's got me very excited, the Eliminators. They look to be much more along the lines of a classic scout. I'm going to be adding those to my Reavers. And frankly, they're going to make fantastic models for kill team. We've already seen the Master of Possession, but he's such a good model, I'm quite happy to show it again. Some more awesome Black Legion. And this. This is the new Obliterator model. Frankly, it looks amazing. You can totally see where you go from that to the Warbrute Dreadnought. And that's a beautiful, beautiful model right there. Then this thing, a little odd, almost Necron-y in style in some of it. It's a new supposedly Black Legion model, but frankly, if I were running any kind of Dark Mechanicum, I'd be wanting to include that one in there. It's really, really nice models. Obviously, you've got the big community survey. If you've got opinions, go tell GW what they are. You might get somewhere. And a new Sisters of Battle model from GW has been previewed as well. So that's going to be, that's fantastic. And then there's this video. Watch this video at the end. But for the TLDR version, they're doing spoilers on Abbadon. The new Abbadon model looks fantastic. There's a lot of theories going around the net. Some people say it's going to be Gulliman size. Some people say it's going to be the equivalent of where Horus was a Primarch boosted up to being as powerful as the Emperor, Abbadon's going to be a Space Marine boosted up to being as powerful as a Primarch. So that looks really cool. And if you've seen the Abbadon model, it's not, the old Abbadon model was great for its time, but it hasn't really stood the test of time. They've needed a much cooler, much more inspirational leader, really to rock with that. What else have we got? Up for release, we've seen previews before, but they're now out on the website. You've got both, which to me is interesting, because I've got kids. We've got the CDs and the books, the paperbacks, which it's let's get that shot. Of the new Warhammer magazines. We've got Lifestone, which looks to be an Age of Sigmar, which is an Age of Sigmar adventure, and then Attack of the Necrons, which is a 40k adventure. Lifestone's read by Billy Piper, and Necrons is read by David Tennant, so they've gone the full Doctor Who on that one. Not entirely sure specifically why, but frankly, starring Billy Piper and starring David Tennant. Not read by, so they're part of it. Oh no, it is read by. Sorry. It's got read by on the top there and then starring on the bottom, so. Maxi. So those should be great things to listen to and frankly awesome reads. $9.99 is actually a fairly standard price for a CD, although don't listen to that much, and $6.99 is normal for a paperback book. I wouldn't expect it to be huge at that price, but it is aimed at kids, so it should be a reasonable size. Yeah. Also, what else we got? That's it from GW. Also, Forge World, a lot of stuff's now available to order. We saw sneak peeks of these last week. We've got a new Space Wolf character in Terminator armor and a bunch of Space Wolf fanatics, members of the cult of Morkai. So they're guys obsessed with death and killing. For anybody not familiar with Norse mythology, the Berserkers were actually part of the cult of Odin. So they were part of a death cult. I'm being harassed by my kids. So this is the equivalent of, well, this should be the equivalent of Berserkers for Space Wolves. Members of a death cult, members of the cult of Morkai. They're known as the Death Swan, you can see here. Some stuff from Lord of the Rings as well. And sorry, just had to deal with the fact that my child appeared to have turned into a duck of some variety. Something really exciting to me, not so much the other, not so much 40k players, but to the Blood Bowl players and myself out there from Forge World, we've got a new armoured troll model, which looks fantastic. We've got 3 new killer contraptions for the Blood Bowl pitch, and they're coming in at £20 each. Then you've got the Goblin Dirty Players, which is the Fanatic and the contraptions, and then you can get the whole lot, which includes two different trolls, the standard GW Goblin kit, and all of these guys for £95, and that's not actually a bad price. If you're considering sort of £20 for each troll, it's about £20 for your Blood Bowl team, and another 40, so that's 20, 40, 60. That's maybe £5 less than it would cost normally. Yeah, you're not saving a large amount, but the price itself isn't bad for what you get. There's quite a few other bits and pieces going around this week as well. Obviously, we've got, moving on from GW. Obviously, we've got Corvus Belli's February release. February releases have come up. So they haven't just come up. They actually came up about a week ago. But this is my first preview since then. We've got the Hackislam Kawaris, who, as you can see, is a I have to bring it close to the camera, basically. Like is it? And you can see a fantastic set of models. For my mind, will always now be called the Santa models, because one of them looks like he's wearing a Santa hat. You've got the Echo Bravo Fast Intervention Unit. It's another unit for Pano. Another guy with bots. Very nice, very cool. For the Usually Army, who are frankly desperate to rebuild their numbers after losing the entire JSA section, we have got the Daoyang Operative Control Unit Hacker, so that's quite cool. And then for where are we? We've got for, what are you for? My brain just Army NA2. Yeah, Army NA2, I cannot remember. My brain is not telling me what the heck NA2 is. But anyway, got another model there for the NA2 Army. If I had any kind of functionality today after I had an extra late night of work today, I would have gone, I'd be cool. But you've got the Raoul Spectre Mercenary Operative. Oh, he's a mercenary army, right? Non-applicable. Yeah, for the new mercenaries, you've got that guy who looks like a mobile strike guy. And then finally, the Aleph still building up their numbers, because Aleph don't need more troops and more dirty tricks. We have the Yadu troops, which are another basic troop type for Aleph. All of that looks really cool. Nothing for Ariadna in there, but I can't have everything every week, and frankly, we've got enough cool stuff. Really can't complain. Just wait for that to pick up. There's quite a few other bits as well. If you're an RPG player, You've got the Ordinary Towns Kickstarters being funded there, but it's a bunch of rule books allowing you to create small settlements and ordinary towns on the fly for your adventurers. It's always one of the things, your adventure encounters a random town because they've gone in random direction, and you need the stats and the sets for that. So it's still backable. You've got 21 days to go while you can fund it, but it's a collection of 50 small towns ready to drop in any RPG campaign. So they're really good. And where are we? So just waiting for it to load up. Come on. Sorry, a little bit of a slow thing there. Yeah, here we go. Pick this off TNG, so all props to them. This isn't something I found. But you've got an illustrated Call of Cthulhu Kickstarter. Anyone like me who's a massive Call of Cthulhu fan is going to be looking forward to, yeah, look at that. Fantastic artwork for another great RPG system. So there's a Kickstarter there from Free League Publishing. Go check out their Kickstarter. That's another awesome thing that's on its way. Frankly, there's just a lot of really, really good stuff coming out and being available right now. It's a really exciting time to be in gaming. As I say, the Heresy stuff looks amazing. The Blood Bowl stuff looks amazing. I must admit, I'm probably most excited. Come on, GW, load up. Most excited by the Christ, why is your website so fucking buggy? Come on, there we go. Sorry, it bounces around like crazy on my screen. Most excited by those, as they're a great way of getting kids and younger players into the game. The game is really good, but it can end. There is always the danger that ends up dominated by older players like me who've been playing it for years and know what they're doing. And I've read all this lore from big, long-winded books that are great for the older player or the more mature player, but if we don't, but not so great for the younger player. And the problem with that is, if the game gets too top-heavy with mature players and not enough with younger players, we end up in a situation where the game dies because we don't recruit new players. It's one of the reasons it's always important to let kids play, let kids have fun with the game, and to not use your game army to crush them every time, because this ends up with bad attitudes from players who think it's all about crushing. This ends up with people not wanting to play because all they do is get crushed, and it ends up with a very narrow type of gaming being played, which isn't great for the industry and isn't great for gaming as a whole. Even if you are a competition player, you want the soft players, you want the fun players, because they're the guys that make it possible for all the weird little models that you can use in weird little ways to be produced by GW. You may only want one, but GW need to sell 50, to make them worthwhile. So you need the guys that play these substandard models for fun. You need the guys that play these units which aren't killer units for fun, because because even if you are pure tactical gamer, pure tournament kill things gamer, these are the guys that fund your game, so you need them playing as well. Personally, I don't play like that, but there's nothing wrong with playing like that. You just have to, we just have to be aware that the gaming industry is a broad industry with dozens of types of interactions, and frankly, the fact that GW are acknowledging this, saying, let's do something the kids will enjoy, let's do something the kids will like, to get them into gaming, to get them having fun, to really get the idea that the game is about enjoyment as well as crushing and defeating your opponent. That to me is a very exciting thing, and that to me is a very it's a good mission statement of GW's philosophy, in that they're writing the game for everybody, not just for a select few people, and that's fantastic. But that's my roundup, that's my blathering bit. Hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you next week, where hopefully I'll get the roundup done by Saturday. Hi guys, hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, remember to like and subscribe to my channel. I'm also on Facebook and Twitter. Not sure why, but I am. So if you like it, see me there, and please tell your friends. Thanks very much. Bye.